Welcome back to the Last 8% Project. So, have you ever found that you've been in a situation, it could be at work, could be at home, when you felt put down, let down, or shut down? So put down by someone, let down, or shut down. And in that moment, you didn't know what to say. You didn't know what to do. But you know that some boundary was crossed. It didn't feel very good inside. Have you been in that situation and you couldn't say anything or weren't able to say anything in the moment? That's what this podcast that you'll be listening to is all about. And that's what I want to speak for a few minutes here about in our little mini course to help you live and have a plan to have the kind of relationships and career and life that you're proud of, to not live with regret, to use our last 8% situations not as something that we avoid, but something that we actually approach and we see can help transform us. So, put down, let down, shut down. I've certainly been there. And boy, and sometimes it's from people who I know well and I don't know what to do. That's what this podcast is about. There are 3 things that I'm going to cover in this podcast. Number 1, you need to make a choice. What do I mean by that? You need to make a choice to not be treated poorly, to be treated well. You're the only one who can make this choice. You are. And so you got to make that choice. And sometimes it's a hard choice. For some of us, and I don't include myself necessarily when I say some of us, but for some of us who we do research on or who we work with, they have no problem at all saying, I won't be treated that way. Other people have more of a challenge with that. So the bottom line is you need to make a choice. Number 1, that you're not going to be treated poorly. By the way, the other thing about this, you're a walking model for your kids, for people in your organization. So when you don't stand up for yourself, people will be modeling that behavior. So number 1, we need to make a choice. Number 2, you need to know your sign. What do I mean by that? You need to know what is it for you that tells you, oh my gosh, I'm not being treated the way I want to be treated. And so a big part is, being more in our body. That's why we practice every morning in the podcast. That's why we walk and we feel our feet and our belly and our body. If we're more in our body, it can act as an early warning system to tell us, hey, something's up. For me, as you might have remembered from the keynote, it's heat. When I feel heat in my head, I know something's up. And then in that moment, what I need to do is I need to act on my choice and I need to go to number 3. What's number 3? Have a script at the ready. So you need to have that one line that you can go to when you've dropped your markers, you can't think straight, but you can go to that one line because we can hold on to one line. So for me, it could be anything. And again, in the podcast, I go into this, but it could be, hey, I'm not feeling very good about how this conversation is going. That could be one. Another one could be, I'm not feeling very good about how I'm being treated right now. Find something that works, that's authentic to you. But I'll tell you this, this is all preparation, right? When you feel prepared, you have these skills, then when you're facing this situation, which will take you by surprise, you've got something at the ready. So that you can sit there, you've already made the choice ahead of time that you're going to be treated properly. Number 1. Number 2, okay, I feel it. So I want you to think right now, what is it for you? Right? So when I feel heat here, it's like, okay, something's going on. And then number 3, have a script at the ready. And, find that one line for you. This is what's going to help us manage these more difficult moments so that we don't feel horrible as we sometimes do when we're treated poorly and we didn't know what to say and we kind of left the meeting or the conversation. We're like, oh my gosh, I don't want that to happen to you. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying this mini course. I hope you're walking. I hope we're walking together every morning. Have a wonderful day. Let's walk.